I expressed my complete disagreement. Any intimate connection outside marriage is still cheating, regardless of how it's labeled. He got even more frustrated, and saying, I just don't understand, and compared it to visiting a museum. You appreciate the art, but don't take it home. He said once you're at the retreat, it's impossible to resist the energy, and you must surrender to the experience or face spiritual blockage. The way he spoke about it was surreal. So matter of fact, like this was completely normal. He insisted this is something many married people do, and I'm actually being closed-minded by not understanding the beauty of spiritual awakening. I told him firmly that if he values our marriage at all, he can't go through with this. If he does, our marriage is over. We haven't spoken much since then. What truly scares me is how this decision seems to be tearing him apart. He called in sick to work on Monday and only worked half a day Tuesday. He looks absolutely distraught whenever I see him, like he's genuinely struggling with choosing between our marriage and this retreat. I reached out to my sister-in-law, who initially accused me of making up stories about her husband. She called back later in tears, apologizing and admitting she was in shock. We're meeting tomorrow to discuss everything in detail. I've told my husband he needs to find somewhere else to stay tonight. A bag with his essentials will be waiting for him. We had a massive argument about it. I've never seen him act so childishly before, screaming about how I'm being spiritually oppressive and blocking his awakening. I asked him how he'd feel if I went on a similar retreat with other men. His response was predictably hypocritical. He got angry and said it's completely different because his retreat is purely spiritual and doesn't count. When I pointed out the double standard, he actually started crying and said while the thought of me with others destroys his soul, relationships require spiritual sacrifices. He even suggested we could both go on separate retreats to make it fair. I told him to leave. Thankfully, he did without further argument. I've withdrawn money from our joint account, which is legal here, to protect myself.